The most important fact within peacekeeping operation is the dedication of the people working, both here in New York at headquarters and in the field.
I don't think one can take the full measure of how difficult a job it is until one has been on the ground and been in the shoes of a UN peacekeeper, particularly in places like the Democratic Republic of Congo. The scale of the country, the complexity of the problem. It was referred to as Africa's First World War because you had essentially 9 different neighboring countries all involved in this war.
Unfortunately, we have lost many peacekeepers. 2,600 peacekeepers who lost their lives in the line of their very noble duty to keep peace and stability. We must always remember their contributions and sacrifice.
Peacekeepers work in really tough places. They're not there because they have to go. They're there voluntarily, and they're not fighting to defend their own country. They're there to help people they've never met in a country they've probably never been to before. They're going through hardship too, just like people around them are.
Peacekeeping is not an easy job.
Peacekeeping is not a glamorous business.
You ought to be somebody who is determined to make a difference, who is prepared to work amidst misery.
There are really terrifying times for sure, working in Sarajevo during the war, incoming artillery, RPG fire, sniper fire.
There's always the possibility of violence, of the local population in their frustration turning against you. There's malaria, extreme loneliness, extreme sense of separation from the world. You can't, just fly out of there. These are realities that you have to actually live with.
You're working in an environment where you frequently see people at their absolute worst.
You see humanity at its worst. I have walked across the fields of Srebrenica, picking up body parts after the massacre.
It's lots of pain. And you go through stages, you tough it out, then you sort of go into denial, and then you get gung-ho macho about it and pretend you don't care. But at the end of the day, you come back and you still see children or old women who deserve better.
You experience some really terrible things, but you always know you're there for a reason, a good reason.
The thing about saving lives is it's quite a thrilling experience to actually be in a position where you can actually make a difference.
There's no reward greater than helping someone.
It gives you that little extra kick, to just hang in there a little bit more.
You go on because they've gone on. I mean, they've been in worse situations.
I wouldn't do this work if you didn't have a sense of hope.
The fact that you're there in these terrible situations means that you can do the most.
The thing that keeps us going is we are making a difference to some of the most marginalised, some of the most victimised people on this planet.
I have seen United Nations flag. That was a great sense of hope for me as a young child, to many people in Korea. UN peacekeeping forces can work as a beacon of hope to many such people around the world who be experiencing same as I did when I was young.
We go to the worst places. We go to the places other people don't want to go to, so some of the time it fails. And it's going to fail. And in my view, it's going to be ugly. We've got to learn. We've got to be persistent. It's like many other wars. But it's the best job in the world because where you go, you give people a chance.